Hi there everyone, Scapegoat Stephen back with another video match report. So this is round 2 of our Fanet Ball Club League. I lost round 1, as you saw in my previous video, to Scalpel Morticians, and I'm using Union. So on round 2 I'm into Butchers. So there was a bit of jiggery-pokery here over who wants to kick, who wants to receive. I think the answer is we both want to receive. I opted to receive because I won the roll, and I chose Veteran Rage. So we've got a Veteran Rage game into Veteran Boar. So it's going to be a lot of damage, very fast, a lot of momentum, all over the place. Unfortunately, this is also going to be the last video from our location in the Digi Diner. Sadly, they've been open for about a year, but they are sadly closing, which is a massive shame. As I'm sure most gamers know, venues are possibly one of the most difficult aspects of any club to run. You know, they've been really good to us. They've been really good to one of the other local wargaming groups. So now we're looking at merging. So future videos will be from at least from the league, will be from the Fanet Ball League, but it will be as part of the new Thanet Wargaming Club. We've managed to already set ourselves up a new venue. We've got like a de facto committee in place until we get properly settled. So yeah, enjoy Veteran Rage versus Veteran Boar. So moving down the left hand side with the Union, you've got Minx, Veteran Rage, Harry the Hat, Strongbox, Grace and Benediction. Very church heavy lineup right there. Down the right hand side you have Tenderizer, Cinnamon, Veteran Ox, Truffles, Veteran Boar and Shank. And Shank is kicking. So you can see Shank is dodging. He's going to boot it sort of very centrally. Manages to roll an accurate kick and chooses to go with, I think, the initial roll of 1 to the 1 because it then tries to force me to bring someone slightly closer to the Butchers before passing. So as you can see, we're pretty much gathered towards the camera in this particular shot. A lot of the game is going to take place down here, so actually you'll get to see a lot more of the interaction and the placing between the models. I think at the moment we're trying to figure out who goes first, who goes and fetches that ball. And I think I went with Grace in the end. So she's going to jog and snap the ball and then jog as close back to her own lines as possible. So she's going to Talisman to get a free quick foot on Minx. And then she's going to spend 2 to quick foot Rage, obviously both my beating models. She's then going to pass the ball to Benediction and we will bank the momentum. So Cinnamon is going to activate next, and she's going to put Get Set Bake up on Veteran Ox, and she's then going to go for a really long jog thanks to that, and Acrobatic into the cover. Strongbox is going to activate. He's going to Confidence Minx, Confidence Veteran Rage, and then go for a jog just to get his nice little aura slightly further up the field for when I'm attacking all that nicely placed Cinnamon right there. So, bit of a delaying tactic by my opponent, just throws Truffles in for a sprint into the cover in the centre of the pitch. Benediction will use his free pass ability, so he doesn't need the influence to pass to Rage. Rage will then dodge for free thanks to Harry's aura over to there in the cover. And then Benediction will go for a jog, and he's just able to get it, so he's in the cover and engaging Cinnamon. The angle doesn't look great on the camera, but we did check it when we were playing. So he's engaging her, I believe, just over the top of that cover, barely, but just. So Tenderizer is going to activate next. He's going to go for a sprint and put himself there, ready for next turn. Harry is going to go for a jog and barely moves. He actually moves backwards. Shank is then going to charge Benediction. So he's obviously got a gang up, but obviously the cover's there as well. But again, he's out on the flank. He's free mostly from Minx and Veteran Rage Retaliation. I do defensive stance and declare my free poised. He does a momentous 2 when he hits me, and then I counterattack double push him. Mostly because he hasn't been able to get base to base with me because of the way that obstruction is placed. Benediction does Benediction things and says, nope, don't want to be in melee with you. I only want to be in melee with the people I want to be in melee with. He then uses Where They Go just to back out a bit, just so he's not definitely not in threat range for anyone else. So Veteran Rage is going to go next. He is going to drop the ball, not pass the ball, and it will snap by Minx. He's then going to bloody coin Minx, and he's going to have to quick time himself because I sandwiched him way too close into the barrier. He's going to Furious Tenderizer and go base to base. Tenderizer does declare a counter attack. I Confidence Wrap to the 1, so I choose a Momentous 1 and a Knockdown. I then buy 3 follow-up attacks and get Momentous 3, Momentous 3, Momentous 3. In hindsight, I probably should just push Tenderizer a little bit closer to my lines and out of the cover as well. But, you know, it works out okay. So Vetronox has a look about where he can get to. You know, I've been careful to keep anyone out of a bubble from Veteran Boar coming in to attack anyone. So I'm not going into Truffles until it's like my last activation, or Cinnamon, whoever it is I decide to go for. It's not happening in any time soon. So we choose to, and obviously with Minx has Back to the Shadows as well. So Vetronox is going to go for quite a long jog, obviously, because he's got that buff from Cinnamon, and he's going to buy some attacks. So he gets a Momentous 2. It should trigger Rising Anger at this stage, but I believe I completely and utterly forget. You know, only one of Veteran Rage's really good rules. He then buys another attack and gets a Momentous 1, and then he does the 3 damage from Lash Out. So he's done, you know, 6 damage to Veteran Rage at this stage. Minx is going to go for a jog, and she's got her ridiculous 9-inch jog at this stage because of Quick Foot. So she's got the range just to jog base to base with Cinnamon, who does declare a counter attack. I Confidence reroll into 3 hits. So that's a Momentous 3 up to 4 because Benediction is engaging, Snared, and a single dodge. My opponent counterattacks and only gets 1 damage. It's a little bit unfortunate. Again, I've got cover and I've got a friend crowding him out. I've also got the aura from Strongbox as well for an extra additional attack. So I buy another attack. I get a Momentous 4 up to 5 double dodge. And then I believe I get a third attack, which is a Momentous 2 up to 3 with a dodge, which takes Cinnamon out, taking it to 2-0 in my favour. I'll then pass the ball to Rage with a bonus time, dodge Raid backwards 4 inches, and then I Back to the Shadows myself. So we are well away from Veteran Boar. Anyone who's played against him in his old or new form will know he is not someone you want to get caught in melee with. So in the end, all Veteran Boar can do is sprint. So at the moment it's 7 momentum, that's the word I'm after, to the Union and 2 to the Butchers. So I choose Go for the Knees, and my opponent chooses Seize the Initiative. I assume to be able to get his players like stuck into my lines quicker. You know, the thing with Union is they don't have a lot of hit points outside of Benediction and Fangtooth and Harry. You know, the rest of them have your average type of level of hit points, and Butchers should take them down really quick. Because my opponent plays Seize, I put my +1 tack on Harry and dodge Harry forward with Seize Initiative. I probably would have put it on Minx normally, but I've got a cunning plan here involving Veteran Boar and his face. So in the end, he decides to dodge Vetronox forward. I do have initiative, like I said, so I mull up my options here, and in the end, I decide, you know what, I need to get Vet Boar off the table. I don't like his Berserk aura, I don't like his Legendary, and now is the perfect time for him to activate both. So I'm gonna try and go for getting rid of Vet Boar is the plan, or at least setting up to get rid of him. So on comes Cinnamon down from the bottom edge of the field. So you can see there's quite a lot of nasty damage potential. I'm looking here about moving Harry to charge because he's just out of being able to jog and hit Veteran Boar. So I'm going to charge. He is unfortunately also going to be out of Strongbox's aura, so I won't get the +1 tack. I've got the +1 tack from the card, so Harry is tack 6 up to 10 on this charge. I get a Momentous Knockdown on my charge. I believe, does my opponent do... Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, so I get a Momentous Knockdown on the charge. I then buy an attack and get a singled out. And I somehow wrap to the 1. Well, I suppose he is a 2-1 at this stage, so that would make sense. And then I buy a final attack, get a Momentous 3 and a non-Momentous 1. So I've actually singled him out and done forward 5 damage to Veteran Boar. We'll just get him set up. Darren looks at it now and decides he's going to activate Veteran Boar. So he clears conditions and jogs into base to base with Harry. Now we discussed this after the game, and this was a mistake on his part. He could have just made an attack on Harry from where he was and not dodged and not jogged. I do declare the counter attack. He scores a non-momentous one and singled out, which triggers Rising Anger. I then bonus time a counter attack and knock him down, which ends Boar's activation. Now this basically, that was a really key moment in this game. Being able to stop Boar from doing anything else was pretty clutch. No berserk, no second attack, no other, no second berserk attack. It did not end well, that particular activation. So I'm going to activate Veteran Rage, and Veteran Rage is going to legendary, and he's going to drop the ball to Minx again and charge Veteran Boar. So he's got his attack plus his charge plus singled out plus the legendary, and I believe he might even be in range for Strongbox. So he's ended up going, I mean, may have even bonus timed, I can't remember. So I do a Momentous 5, Momentous 5, Momentous 2. It is ridiculous. That is an insane charge. I then buy another attack and do a Momentous 5, Momentous 2 and get the takeout. So that's 4-0 now in favour of the Union, and Veteran Boar is off the table, no Berserk Aura. So I quick time Harry to go engage Shank, Red Fury Harry, and score the Momentous knockdown on Shank, and then a Red Fury Harry again, just get the Momentous 2, just do a bit more damage to Shank, and then I will heal Rage by 4. So pretty successful turn really from Rage there. Buttload of momentum, as you can see on my side of the pitch with those blue tokens, and a lot of damage really. Yes, it's taken 8 of my influence, but I think it worked out pretty well. So my opponent, I'm not engaging Truffles, so he decides to charge Harry, because he's got Cinnamon over there, he's got Shank over there. Shank has got influence just hidden behind his model. Same for Cinnamon, I believe. So, wants to try and get rid of him. So he charges Harry, I defensive stance and counterattack, and he misses everything, which is unfortunate, really unfortunate and quite painful. So my counterattack is a double push. Let's get that pig out of there. Don't want more gang ups for when someone else comes in. Harry's not got the best defensive stats anyway. He is in cover as well, I should probably add. So yeah, did not go well. I'll try and figure out, who do I activate next? Do I go with Minx? Can I run round? Can I get to Shank? Turns out no, I can't. So I'm going to activate Grace instead, and she's going to go for a jog and then use Talisman to drop out her AoE of healing, which 3-inch AoE, which heals Harry and Rage. I believe it puts one or both of them back to full. I can't remember, and unfortunately I haven't written it down in my notes from when I did the video. So they are both reasonably flush on health now as well. Veteran is going to charge Minx, who is going to defensive stance, making her a 5-1. And again, my opponent's dice just do not work for him at this particular point, and he scores no net successes after you take off armour. He then buys another attack and gets a Momentous 1 damage. Then Lash Out activates and hits both Minx and Rage again for 3. So Strongbox eyes up Veteran says, I think I can get you. He jogs and buys an attack on Veteran with a bonus time. So he's up to attack 4, I think, because of his own aura. And in the end, just decides to do a non-momentous knockdown on Ox, setting him up for later in the turn. Shank spends momentum to stand and attacks Harry. He scores a Momentous 2, followed by a Momentous 1,000 Cuts, which lowers Harry's defence by 2. He's not something Harry wants. And then does a Momentous 3 and a Momentous 3. So he's whacking that damage into Harry. Again, should be noted, Harry was back to full health at the start of this turn. So I think he's got 19 health, but he's now a 1-1 defensive stat line. Thank you, 1,000 Cuts. And with Cinnamon right there, who can put him down to effectively defense 0, armor 0. Yeah, she's a pretty good model. I decide to activate Benediction. He goes for a jog in the middle of there, so he can engage both Truffles and Ox for the purposes of the legendary. Cinnamon's going to jog to engage Harry, who will declare a counter attack to her initial attack. She gets a Momentous 3, Momentous 1 on the wrap. Ooh. I bonus time a counter attack. Again, it should be noted she's not base to base with me. So if I'd been able to get the double push, I'd have pushed her out. My bonus time counter attack does a single point of damage because it was better than doing a single push. He then bonus times an attack, doing a momentous 3 and then a momentous 2, and he leaves Harry on 1 HP. It's really, really unlucky. You know, bit of a spike here, bit of a spike that could have taken him out. You know, I think that was one of the things that I think Darren, my opponent, was hoping for. You know, get some momentum on the board, be able to heal. He does choose to heal Cinnamon at this stage by 4, just to get her back to a bit more of a healthy stage. Mink's going to go for a jog. Mink's going to do Mink's things. Anyone who's played against new Minks will know she is an absolute beast. She's going to jog and attack Ox. She gets a momentous 5 and a momentous 3 on the wrap due to all the attack buffs that are going on in that mess there. The legendary, Strongbox's aura, 2 gang ups, he's a 2-1. Yeah. So momentous 5, momentous 3 snared, followed by a momentous 5 and momentous 4. Followed by a momentous 5, a momentous 2 on the wrap. There's lots of wrapping going on here, as you can tell. And then being able to dodge, taking out everyone's favourite veteran Ox, takes me to 6-0. And then just buys an attack on Tenderizer. I haven't wrote down... Oh no, there's a momentous 3 on Tenderizer. That was it, because he's also knocked down, but it snares him as well, which is useful. Heals Harry by 4, putting him back up to 5. And then she's going to back to the shadows, and I think she just moves around the other side of Tenderizer is the plan. Tenderizer is just going to use his movement to stand up. So at the end of that turn, Union are on 9 momentum, Butchers are on 5. I'm winning 6-0 at the moment, and I play Won't Touch the Hair, and my opponent plays Come On Mate, probably to heal some of his people up. I choose to put my free poised on Harry, mostly because he's not in the greatest of situations at the moment, but I'm hoping to end the game before he gets murdered. I believe because Benediction has that healing aura of 6 inches, he's now up to like 7 health or something. Oh no, sorry, he was healed by Minx as well, wasn't he? So he's up to about 11, so he's, you know, he's going to cause trouble for my opponent to be able to do anything. So, Minx. Minx is going to buy an attack on Tenderizer, does a momentous 3. Buys another attack on Tenderizer, does another momentous 3. Should be noted, obviously, because he's snared, he's like a 2-1 in cover. Buys another attack on Tenderizer, and yeah, you guessed it, does a momentous 3. Takes him out, dodges, goes for a jog, shoots the goal with bonus time. 12-0, 6-point activation from Minx. Yeah, 12-0 to the Union. Veteran Boar, not even really a chance to get stuck in properly as he likes to do. So I think Darren and I did talk about this match at the end, just because again, the tactics of that particular Vet Boar activation. Darren is a newer player to Guild Ball, and I think it's just trying to talk him through sort of some of the tactics. You know, he made some of the right choices, but that pivotal choice with Veteran Boar partway into that second turn, basically I think was his undoing, getting him knocked down and losing that activation. Otherwise Harry would have been out. New Union is difficult to deal with, especially in another fighty team. If you, like with all fighty teams, if you've got control of the ball, you can increase your threat range if you need to. You can hold on to it and then score a goal, as I did at an opportune time at the end of the match. So I think 12-0 is a bit unfortunate for my opponent. You know, I don't think no one likes to be 12-0'd, and I think there were definitely opportunities in the game where he could have scored some points. Again, maybe just a slight tactical error in one place, but we talked it through after. And I know he's keen to try sort of some other guilds in the future, so hopefully we'll see him again on the channel soon. Right, thank you everybody, and goodbye.